Hi there, Jeffrey Rhoades from Experimental Homesteader, Exotic Gardening, and Sheri and Richerson.com. Please subscribe. Hit that join button, join our membership. Well, so while I was at work today, Sheri was out in the yard for part of the day, cleaning up some of the brush, some of the smaller stuff that she could handle. Getting rid of some of the storm damage. We still have a lot of stuff to clean up, but that really, a lot of it requires the use of chainsaw. She has a couple of small little, chainsaws, an electric and a battery operated, but neither one of them do real good work. They can't handle large stuff. They're like 10-inch bars, so they're rather small. So with the brush, she could use them to cut some of the brush up, but most of the brush I think is already cut fairly good. It's just a matter of moving it. The city has not yet been by to pick up any of the piles of brush that we already have out. But basically if I can get out of work early enough, a couple of nights this week, I may be able to get out there with the chainsaw and hit some of this stuff and get it cut into manageable pieces. We are planning on keeping the larger chunks of a lot of this stuff. It'll make good firewood later on. The cedar pieces we're going to keep for now. We're not sure what we're going to do with them exactly, but we have some big chunks of cedar that we're going to do something with. We can't burn them in the wood burner. They burn too hot and can pop and explode, which is not good in a contained area. But we could use them in like an outdoor fire pit. And that's kind of what I'm thinking, is we may save some of it for outdoor fire pit situations. We also have thought about, we may be able to slice some of it and make some nice like centerpieces. There's several options for what we have, because they're not huge in diameter, so they're somewhat manageable diameter wise. So lots of options. We haven't really considered all the options yet. But most of the limbs and trees that we have, a lot of it we're going to just cut into smaller pieces, split it when we need, the stuff that needs split it down, get it into burnable sizes for the wood burner, get it stacked and ready to go. And but right now it's finding the time to get out there with the chainsaw. Now, I did go yesterday, and I got my chain sharpened for the 20-inch bar. So I should be able to do quite a bit of cutting of some of the bigger stuff. And hopefully I can get my other chain taken in and sharpened. The big thing is just the fact that this particular chainsaw has odd stuff about it. It's an unusual chainsaw. It has more drive links than our standard for the sizes of chain, and it uses a different fuel to oil ratio than standard chainsaws. Um, most most chainsaws and weed eaters run on a 40-to-1 ratio. This particular chainsaw requires a 25-to-1, so it's a very unusual setup. Um, so, uh, but hey, it works. I like it. It does have a lot of power to it. I have gotten quite a bit of use out of it, and I just have to, at some point, learn how to sharpen the chains myself, and because that will save me a lot of time and effort. But I just want to get out there and do some of this stuff. I contemplated taking a day off, calling in sick so I could do some yard cleanup, but at the moment, we're just going to try and make it till like the weekend and get some help together and hit it in, basically as a group, or at least a couple of people helping out to cut some of this up. We're also working on making arrangements to get some of these other trees actually cut down and cut up, because we've got several that are dead or nearly dead that we really need to take down on our terms, rather than waiting for Mother Nature to knock them down and potentially do damage. If we can control how and where they fall, then that's to our advantage, and we can cut them up and process them and deal with them our way. So I'm hoping that we can get some people together and we can do some of these trees. Some of them I know, we're not going to be able to do ourselves. Where they're located, there's just no way to safely deal with them without some major equipment that we don't have. So, but if we can get some of the others that, we might be able to actually manage on our own, that would be good. So, but I'm hoping that work slows down just a little bit, and I'll be able to get out of there just a little bit earlier, at least a few nights a week. Tomorrow, when I sorted the labels, it's kind of a big day again, so not huge, but it's going to take me a while. It'll probably be a later night tomorrow, unfortunately. Plus the fact that I do have a little bit of stuff that I have to finish in the morning. I did not get everything done because, well, I didn't have the materials for it. I didn't have all the floor 36s that I needed. They brought me this great big pallet at one point. And I was thinking, okay, I've got plenty of 36s to do everything I need to do. Finally got over to them to work on them. Looked at the invoice on the pallet, and I had 24 36s on there out of 180 pieces. So, and it wasn't enough to finish what I was doing today. I wound up 12 short from what I needed. So hopefully we have another pallet coming in tonight, and they'll be able to bring it to me first thing in the morning. Otherwise, I'm going to be, working on other stuff for a while before I get to those. So because those are something that have to go out tomorrow. Luckily, it's a later truck. I think it's a D truck, so it's a little bit later in the day that it'll be loaded and shipped. So I might have a little bit more time, but you know, I'll have to busy myself with doing the shelves and the, you know, in preparation, and wait for them to get me the materials I need so that I can process them and get them out. But, you know, when I saw that pallet get dropped off, you know, it was a nice big huge pallet, and it looked like I had plenty of materials. And then it turned out to be stuff that I couldn't use. You know, the majority of it was almost what I needed, but not quite. So, so I took what I could use off the pallet and took the rest of the pallet over to flat stock for them to deal with tomorrow. And hopefully, though, I'll get that other pallet and have what I need to finish. So, but yeah, I think it'll be a little bit later night tomorrow. But hopefully it still won't be too bad. You know, yeah, maybe a little, you know, the labels may not be as bad as I'm thinking they are. You know, they may just be, you know, looking worse than the reality. So, but anyways, I think that's going to do it for tonight. So once again, please subscribe, hit that join button, give us thumbs up, thumbs down, comments below, and we will see everybody tomorrow. Stay safe out there.